Chapter 7 True Friends. One fine winter morning, the sky was clear and the sun was shining bright in the sky. Minnie was strolling in the park enjoying the beautiful colors and soothing fragrance of the flowers. Among dahlias, chrysanthemums, carnations, violets, tulips and roses, her favorite flowers were roses. Minnie's father was the in charge and the main gardener of the park. Her mother had died a few months ago. She lived alone with her father in a small cottage in the park. Her father, with his meager earnings, could not afford to send Minnie to school. But being a conscious father, he taught her in the house, and Minnie, being an intelligent child, had learnt the subjects well. Every day Minnie plucked a rose and took it to her mother's grave at the graveyard next to the park. She did it every day because she loved her mother a lot, and doing this allowed her to be near her mother. One morning, when Minnie was on her way to her mother's grave with a red rose in her hand, she saw a young boy of her age sitting on the bench wearing his school uniform. He was plucking the petals of a yellow rose one by one and throwing it here and there. This infuriated Minnie. She ran towards the boy and shouted, "Why are you destroying such a beautiful flower? Have you not been taught not to destroy flowers?" The boy looked at Minnie, a bit confused, and replied, "I was just sitting idle, so I was plucking off the petals of this flower." He further asked, "But what makes you upset at it?" Minnie, with a sad face, said to the boy, "I am getting upset because I and my mother love roses. Every day I take one rose for my mother. Now you tell me that if boys like you destroy roses, none will be left for me to take for my mother." "But where is your mother?" asked the boy. Minnie held the boy by his hand and took him to her mother's grave and then said, "Here is my mother, resting in eternal peace." Then she asked the boy for his name. The boy told that his name was Ashok and he studied in the school across the street. He informed her that he had run away from the school because he could not understand mathematics. Minnie smiled at Ashok and asked him to show his maths book. She solved the sum very easily, as she had been taught by her father. Ashok remarked, "Minnie, you are so good in maths. Why don't you come to school?" "I would love to go to school to play and study, but my father is poor. He cannot afford to send me to school," replied Minnie. Suddenly, the children saw a tall man coming towards them. Ashok said, "Minnie, he is Mr. Karan, my maths teacher." The teacher came and took Ashok back to school. On the way, Ashok informed him that the girl's name was Minnie and she lived in the cottage in the park with her father. She was brilliant in maths but could not attend school because of poverty. Mr. Karan was sad to know about it. He said, "She is a smart girl and it's a shame that she cannot afford to go to school in an independent country like ours." Days passed by. Every day Ashok used to come to the park after school to play with Minnie. She used to solve the sums and discuss about studies. It was Monday of the following week. Minnie's father woke up early in the morning. He smiled and said, "Get up and get dressed for school." Minnie could not believe what her father was saying. She jumped out of the bed and asked, "How is it possible? Today when I opened the door, I found a note saying that you have been admitted to the school across the street, and there was a set of brand new uniform for you in a packet also," informed her father. Minnie's father took her to the school gate. Ashok was happy to see her in the school. He never left her alone in the school. Both studied in the same class. Minnie adjusted to the new environment of the school and by her hard work became the favorite of all the teachers. On the other hand, Ashok continued to study hard but still did not get good grades in most of the subjects. His parents were angry and they said, "It seems you are wasting your time with that poor girl. You should make friends with important people who could help you succeed in life." Ashok was sad to hear his parents say so. He wondered how could they not like Minnie because she was not rich. But he decided that he will certainly prove to his parents that their thinking was wrong. The very next day, Ashok asked Minnie to help him in his studies, to which she readily agreed. She smiled and said, Why did you not ask for my help earlier? I did not offer to help you because I thought that it may hurt your sentiments. You may think that I am acting smart by putting you down, but good friends help each other, and it would be my pleasure to do so. How can I forget the way you never let me feel lonely in this new environment? From that day onwards, Minnie helped Ashok understand all the complicated things which Ashok had to struggle with. He too worked hard and his grades improved in the next exams. Mr. Karan was pleased with Minnie and Ashok. He wrote letters to their parents praising both the children. Even in the morning assembly of the school, he spoke about how they both had cooperated with each other and proved that true friends help each other grow. Minnie's father was happy to receive the letter. Ashok's parents were happy too, but they realized how wrong they had been to judge the young girl just because she was poor and regretted the bad feelings they had nurtured towards her. Next day was a Sunday. Ashok's father asked him to invite Minnie for lunch, which he did. Minnie came to their house. She was very nervous and stayed close to Ashok all the time. After having eaten lunch together, Ashok's mother smiled at Minnie and said, "It is only because of your excellent help that our son has come up with good grades. I don't have appropriate words to thank you. It should be words much more beyond a simple thank you." Minnie told her that Ashok had also helped her a lot. She said, "I'm really lucky to have an understanding friend like Ashok." Their friendship grew stronger day by day. When finally the final exams results were announced, Minnie was the first student of her class. Ashok was not far behind. He was second student of the class. They were very happy. Their parents were happy. But the happiest among all was Mr. Karan. One Sunday morning after exams, she went with a red rose to her mother's grave and thanked her for her blessings. But she would never know that she needed to thank Mr. Karan. It is he whose eyes had recognized her talent. It is his generous heart which had left the note of admission and the bundle of school uniform at her. A. Put a tick